Hello everyone, this is Cherie and welcome to my 31-day horror movie challenge. Today is challenge number 2, a classic universal monster. So I chose The Creature from the Black Lagoon from 1954. A group of scientists tried to capture a strange prehistoric beast from the Amazon. This is a movie I had heard about for ages. There's actually a scene in The 7-Year Itch where Marilyn Monroe and Tom Ewell are coming out of the theater talking about the movie. And Marilyn Monroe's character was all sad because, all the creature wanted was love. And then years later, 2017, Guillermo del Toro came out with his version of the movie, which in fact does have the creature finding love. But this one, this Universal movie from 1954, is definitely just a classic monster movie, a classic horror. The writers were Harry Essex and Arthur Ross. It was directed by Jack Arnold, and it stars Richard Carlson, Julie Adams, and Richard Denning. Julie Adams was giving off Liz Taylor vibes with her countenance and the way she looked. She was great. All right, so let's get into the book here. It says, what works in the movie? This is a really fun adventure film. I love adventure films, and they're going on the river and they're going in the jungle, and there was a lot of underwater photography, which was really fantastic. I think for the time, this was just probably a revelation of a movie. What doesn't work in the movie? Okay, the third act was a little monotonous for me because it did the same kind of scenes that we had already seen before we got there. And there's a thing in, you always want to build tension, and you want to make things exciting. You do quicker cuts, you do, tighter close-ups and stuff like that. And it was just kind of lacking in those areas, like the tension. I still think it was a good movie, though. So, I'm not going to, just because the third act wasn't great, doesn't mean I'm not going to recommend it, because I do think it's a good movie and I would recommend it. Why has this interpretation remained popular? I guess just because it's one of the originals, and it was an original concept as well. Evidently, I don't know if it was the producer, but someone had heard a story from, I believe, a Mexican guy was telling him about these, half fish, half human people, and he kind of kept it in the back of his mind. And then like a decade later, he's like, let's put together this movie about this creature, from this half fish, half man kind of thing. So, whereas, Dracula and Frankenstein were both based on novels, this was kind of just a wholly new idea for a movie. All right, could you tell the same story now? Well, yes, because Guillermo del Toro did it in 2017. He won an Oscar for Best Picture. Yeah, of course. And how does this monster compare to more recent ones? Oh, you know what? So I have seen a few sea monster movies recently. What was that one? Sweetie on Netflix. I really liked that. That was a much scarier monster. I would say that this has that classic, almost campy vibe. Although I don't really think this is camp. But because of special effects these days and everything, just monsters are a whole lot more scarier. All right, and what else? There was something else I wanted to touch on. Oh, could you tell the story now? I would almost like to see an echo horror, because this is a creature that was from, one of the different ages. It starts off really like bold. It starts off with the first verse of Genesis, and then it's saying how the world was created and how this monster, came from this old time. And, you could really play on the whole, like how humans terrorize the ocean creatures, which is funny because my script, Frankie Chasing the Mysterious Creatures, kind of goes into those kind of ideas. But yeah, I think you could do a remake focusing more on that aspect of it. All right, so I got to get off to work. I will see you for the next one. Bye.